In 2019, my wife and I decided to design and build our own tiny house to do the Great American Road Trip. We drove it from Florida to Montana. Here is how it's holding up. When we started this whole thing, we had no idea what we were doing or whether or not it would work. We just thought it was an interesting idea that would be a fun project. Hannah designed it, my dad engineered it, and I built it with the help of some friends and family. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how this thing's holding up. We're gonna look at the exterior first, and then we're gonna go into the interior. And there's actually one thing left to do for this thing to be complete. We drove it across the entire country to do it. So we're gonna do that at the end of the video. But let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior and how everything's holding up. The exterior is made of sheet metal. The frame is all welded tube steel, thanks to my dad and my sister's friend, Michael. It's holding up really well. There are a couple things that have been damaged because of me. But other than that, it's been great. One thing that I'll point out is this is where our water and gray water come out of. It's actually on the wrong side. I put it on the right side. It's supposed to go on the left side. So every time we pull into an RV place, the hookups are on the wrong side. This is an automatic lift. It makes the trailer go up and down, so we have to do it manually. And the reason I'm showing this is because with the exception of one thing breaking, this is the cause. Now, these windows are actually all residential windows, and my uncle is a structural engineer. This was one of the big things that he was concerned about. One window did crack, this one right here. We're not 100% sure how. It happened in Colorado. We think it might have been because of the pressure when we were going up and down the mountains. All the others are perfect. Now here's where the front jack problems come in. One of the things that broke, well, it's not really broke, but you can look at it right here. You can see how that's kind of bent. The reason that happened is because I extended this brace down before I lifted up the front. So when I lifted up the front, it broke that. And simultaneously, I did not move the stairs, and this got bent up because it went. So other than those couple of things, the only other thing was the roof. There were a couple places where it leaked. So what I did is I went up there and I just caulked it. And this happened actually in the very beginning of the trip, and it hasn't leaked since, no problem. So that's the exterior, how it's holding up pretty well. Very pleased. Shout out to me, my dad, my brother-in-law, Jay, my sister's friend, Michael. Before we go in and look at how the interior is holding up, I wanted to tell a quick story. In December, 8 months ago, my father actually passed away, and this was our last project together. One of the things I really appreciated about my dad is the ingenuity in his ideas. And it's really cool because everywhere we go in this thing, people are giving me thumbs up. There you go. And to me, it's a testament to my dad's ideas. Everywhere we go this thing, it's like a thumbs up. Let's go in and let's look at how the interior is holding up. There are really only a few things that need to be talked about. Most everything's held up really well. First thing is you can see on a lot of the seams, there are some cracks. So what we did is the interior paneling is all 1/4 inch plywood on top of furring strips that are screwed into the tube steel. And we have trim that covers the cracks. Now the only part that is cracking are the parts where I was lazy and didn't trim it. One of the reasons we built this is because we wanted to have our own mobile office. We own an online business, a web design and digital marketing agency. You can hear the toy Taylor's playing. We have an office upstairs and then an office downstairs, and it's a great setup. So the other thing is this door. When we drive, the door would go, because again, I was lazy and I didn't put the hole here for the door handle. So this is cracked. Bathroom's holding up great. The only thing that happened is we had a little bit of water damage down here. because I forgot to pull up the valve on the gray water tank and Hannah washed clothes and anyhow, only happened once, hasn't happened again. So that's downstairs. Let's go ahead and go into the loft. All right, sweetie. Baby. This is the loft. It's pretty spacious up here. There really is no damage up here. The only thing is you can see like there's a little crack over there in the corner, similar to downstairs. This is holding up. This is the strongest thing on here. This is where Taylor sleeps. It's great because if we want to work up here, we need like a background and some peace and quiet to be on a client call. We can move this downstairs. Also, the entire house is a smart house. Hey Google, turn on Greg's office lights. And it's all still working, so. One of the things that's really cool is there's actually a skylight right above our head. You can see the full Milky Way at night laying in your bed. That's pretty sweet. There's still one thing that we were waiting to do. When Hannah and I first got married, my dad surprised us with this. It says, "May the Lord bless this home." And below it is a Latin phrase, Seria Motto Amando, which means to love while being loved. My dad told me that he thought that was God's greatest gift, to love while being loved. It is now in this home, which he helped build. So I'm gonna hang that up. That's how the tiny house is holding up. When we started this whole thing, we had no idea where it would lead us. Whenever you're doing something that isn't conventional, there's always a lot of fear and doubt, judgment, and people telling you what could go wrong or what might happen. And there can be a lot of kind of internal doubt. But I think whenever you make a decision and you decide that you are going to take on the responsibility for the results, and if you dare to step out of bounds of conventional wisdom, you could really do some awesome things. And that's, I think, the biggest lesson from this is not just that we built this thing, but also who we became in the process, what we had to learn, the struggles we had to overcome. And I'm immensely proud of what we've accomplished together. So the next chapter for us is we're going to continue to travel around the road, building our online business and serving our clients. We're going to begin investing in rental properties, and we have some other surprises in store. So we hope you will join us along for our journey, and also make sure that you don't forget to live your own adventure. Got to put my hat on for this. I couldn't have happened any better. Taylor, grab the baby. I almost got it. That hurt. I've been informed that it was crooked.
Bloopers.